Hello everyone, myself Smt. Meshram, Mahatma Gandhi Vidya Mandir Sanchalit, MHG Junior College, Maligaon Camp. Once again, welcome to all of you in class of 12 Commerce. Your subject is Secretarial Practice. Today we will see the second chapter, Sources of Corporate Finance. You know very well sources of borrowed capital, debentures, acceptance of deposit. So let's see next point, bonds. What is a bond? Bonds means company has owned capital and borrowed capital. Bond is a borrowed capital and is a loan, a debt, security with a fixed rate of interest. A company borrowed money and issued bonds and evidence of debts. It has a fixed charge having maturity dates. They are paid off in cash at a maturity date. A bond is a formal contract to repay borrowed money with interest. Bonds is a certificate issued by the government or public company. That's recently private company are also allowed to issue bond promising to vary money lent to it at a fixed rate of interest and at a specified time. Normally, bonds do not carry any charge on the company's assets, means bonds are unsecured loan given by the general public on some promise made by the issuers. Bond is a contract of loan issued by the local, state and national government and by private corporations giving debit of return of borrowed fund and the interest thereof. The issuer promises to pay interest on the debts at a stipulated percentage on the face value and also to redeem the face value at the maturity in legal tender. It is like a promissory note. Bonds mean promissory note issued under the common sale. Government bonds may be revenue bonds backed by revenue from the specific project, toll road, irrigation project, etc. Bonds are rated by rating agency from AAA to D. Bonds with rating AAA to BBB are regarded as good rating. So definition of bonds, Webster Dictionary. Bonds as a bonds is an interest bearing certificate issued by a government or a business firm promising to pay the holder as a specific sum at a specified date. A long-term debt installment in which a borrower agree to make a payment of principal and interest on a specific date to the holder of the bond. A bond is a security that obligates the issuer to make a specified interest and principal payment to the holder on a specific date. Coupon rate, face value per maturity or term. Bonds are sometimes called fixed income and security. You can take a fixed income about your bond. A bond is normally and interest only loan means that the borrowed will pay the interest every period, but none of the principal will be repaid until the end of the loan. Now, next point, feature of a bond. Nature of finance. What do you mean by nature of finance? Here, what is the nature of finance? It is a debt finance. Bond is an evidence of debts. So it is a loan finance. It provides a long-term finance such as for 5 year, 10 year, 25 year and 50 years. So next, return on bonds. Bonds are issued bearing a fixed rate of interest. So bondholder get a fixed rate of interest. It is paid at a regulation interest. Yeah, but it may be paid on the maturity also. It is a fixed charge. And now next, status of bondholder. Bond is a kind of security for the debts taken. It is nothing but the loan taken by the company. Hence, the bondholder is creditors of the company. So, who is the creditor? Bonds holder is creditor of the company. And now next, voting right. Voting right is the most important. Shareholders is also voting to company. Bondholder is a supplier of funds for longer period and is a creditor of the company. He does not have voting right as a shareholder has. Now next, repayment. What is repayment? Yeah, bonds have a specific maturity date because a bond is a formal contract to repay borrowed money. The repayment of principal amount is due on maturity of. Now next, American Depository Receipt means ADR. ADR means American Depository Receipt, and Global Depository Receipt means GDR. That's a short form. ADRs, shares of a single foreign company issued in the US. GDRs are share of single foreigner company issue is more than one country as part of GDR program. Companies can issue a depository receipt in individual countries, or they may choose to issue their shares in a multiple foreigner markets at once through a GDR. Now, a public company issued shares to be public which are leased and traded in share market. In India, we have Bombay Stock Exchange. Bombay Stock Exchange means BSE, and National Stock Exchange means NSE, where the shares are traded both and sold. But because of a globalization, share of India companies are listed and are traded in the foreign stock exchange such as New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, National Association of Securities declares automated questions, no? NASDR. If the India company cannot list its shares directly on foreign stock exchange, it usually GDR and ADR to list it indirectly. In USA and Europe, GDR and ADR are used in stock exchange as there are a dollar and euro denominator instrument. India companies also raise capital in the international market through GDR and ADR. Company issued shares to depository Bank of New York, Citigroup, etc. And internally, which act as a foreign depository bank. So depository bank issues GDR and ADRs to investor against their share. Depository receipts have fixed number of shares they are listed on the stock exchange. They are sold to the people of foreign countries. The price of DRs fluctuates depending on the demand and supply of DRs. There is a different of local locations where they are traded between GDR and ADR. They are the depository receipt. They are traded in USA. They are called American Depository Receipt and ADR, and it traded in countries other than USA are called a Global Depository Receipt, GDR. So you can understand ADR and GDR. So both are is also related by stock. These ADR GDR represent a claim on underlying shares and are the means of invest for non-resident India NRIs. Foreign national who want to invest money in India can declare invest in India companies by buying ADR and GDR. They use their regular trading account depository guest dividend in home currency and converting into the currency of investor and paid a dividend. There are a large number of Indian companies having ADR and GDR. So which are as under, let's see, companies covered by ADR: MTNL company, HDFC company, ICICI Bank, Wipro company, Infosys Technologies company, and Patni Computer company, VSNL company, Tata Market company, and Kitpro, etc. So now next, let's see companies covered by GDR. ITC, Bajaj Auto company, L&T company, Rambox company, Laboratorias company, Hindalco company, and State Bank of India. Okay, now next, advantages of ADR and GDR. So first one, there is an increases in the coverage of new market and diverse shareholder. Second one, there is increases in ability to raise capital in international markets. Next, GDR and ADR help investors to invest in foreign companies through there are a different law accounting rulers and trading practices. Next, DR helps institutional investors to buy the next restrictions on foreigner ownerships imposed by issuer company is overcome by DR, and DR holder gets a voting rate. It helps in easy trading. It has can advantages of payment of dividend in the native currency. And now last, when the company shares are abroad and sold, the transfer taxes, local taxes are eliminated. The stock exchange which a treat GDR, Luxembourg Stock Exchange, London Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, Dubai Stock Exchange, and Singapore Stock Exchange, Hong Kong Stock Exchange. There are types of stock exchanges. So now next important point, commercial bank. What is commercial bank? So commercial bank means a commercial bank is a type of bank that provided services such as accepting deposits, making business loan, and offering basic investment product that is offered as a business for profit. Commercial banks provide different functions and providing loan to business in a primary functions. Its allowance may as under in the different ways. So first one, cash loan. What is cash loan? Cash loan means commercial banks credit the account of the borrowed with the amount of a loan. The borrower has to pay interest on the entire amount sanctioned by the bank as loan. Now next, overdraft. You know what very well, I think, overdraft. So overdraft is a company having current account with the bank is allowed to overdraft the account by the bank. They can withdraw the fund as and when needed, as they are allowed overdraft facilities. That's one of the facility for you specially. A bank is also provide to you. The bank sanctions a credit limit toward the amount on current account of the company. And now next, cash credit. So it is important form of providing financial to business organization. Cash credit is given against pledge or hypothecation of goods and securities on the security margin. The amount of cash credit is sanctioned by the bank, and the borrower can withdraw the amount for his current account of to this limit as and when company needed